Thank you for joining us for this special feature of Meridian Monitor. I'm Aaron Jordan. You've probably received a copy of Meridian Monitor in your mailbox. We encourage you to open it up and take a look at some of the events and stories within the publication. The following videos are an in-depth look at some of the major stories within the township. Take a look.
This year, Meridian Township ran the 4th annual deer harvest. The harvest aims at controlling the deer population around the township in order to decrease the number of deer car collisions and deer-related complaints. The harvest runs from October 1st, 2014 to January 1st, 2015 and is archery only. 17 highly qualified hunters have been given permission to hunt on 19 township properties and 1 county property, according to Nick Sanchez, assistant park naturalist in Meridian Township.
Meridian Township residents are selected. You have to be 18 years or older. We ask that they take a proficiency test with the MSC Demer Center just to make sure that they can hit a target. Also, we do a background check.
Most of the deer harvested will be donated to local food banks. The processing fee is being paid by Michigan Sportsmen Against Hunger. Hunters are required to donate harvested deer with the exception of each hunter's second harvested deer or when the processor cannot accept donations. So far, 1,100 pounds of venison have been donated and 105 deer have been harvested. That's about 10 more deer than had been harvested at this time last year. Ingham County is just out of the top 10 list of counties in Michigan with the highest deer car collisions. In order to safely avoid or minimize harm from deer car collisions, township officials suggest always wearing a seatbelt and being alert, especially at the times of dusk and dawn. Officer Frontier also encourages drivers not to swerve for the deer.
To try and avoid a car-deer collision, the safest thing you can do is to slow down. If you do see a deer coming into your pathway, veering to avoid the deer is probably the worst thing you can do.
For more information about the deer harvest or for updated numbers, check out HOMTV.net. In Meridian Township, Miguel Martinez via HOMTV.
Meridian Township has created the 2015 General Fund budget, which focuses on the quality of services for residents of Meridian Township. The township has many goals for the budget, including helping its employees and maintaining a general fund balance of just over $5 million. The majority of the expenses revolve around the police and fire departments.
In terms of public safety, that always is a large expense of the township. One of the primary reasons we're in business is providing public safety via the police officers and the firefighter paramedics.
One of the larger expenses has been the construction of a new fire station.
The voters in 2012 approved for the township to go out and issue bonds in order to fund the construction of a new fire station. The old central fire station, the building was just becoming unlivable, and it was time to develop a new central fire station.
While the police and fire expenses total approximately 55% of the total general fund expenses, they also account for a large portion of the revenue.
Fire and police departments bring in approximately 21% of the revenue to the general fund. That's primarily through the millages that are also voter approved and are annual on the property taxes.
The township is also acting to take care of its employees. In order to enhance the services provided to residents, the township will add 1 part-time employee and increase all salaries by 1%. In Meridian Township, Brett Cast, HOMTV.
Downtown Okemos will be seeing some changes within the upcoming year. The bridge over the Red Cedar River on Okemos Road will be getting, in addition, a new pedestrian bridge. For years, pedestrians or bikers who needed to cross north to south across the bridge used a small sidewalk on the existing bridge. However, township officials said that method was not safe.
Well, the current safety concerns is that walkway is only 4 feet wide between the edge of the curb and the railing on the bridge. So it's narrow to start with, and in the winter, it especially becomes more of a safety concern because even when we clear the snow off it, there can be some icy spots and it can be slippery. And if somebody should slip on that 4-foot walk, they could fall into traffic.
According to the Michigan State Police Traffic Crash Reporting System, there were 2 reported bicycle car collisions in the immediate area in 2010 and 2014, which raised more safety concerns among community members.
For bicyclists, they really can't ride across that. They'd have to be in the roadway.
At the September 16 Township Board meeting, the board unanimously authorized a contract of more than $500,000 with Toby Construction to build the bridge. The new pedestrian bridge will be separate from the existing bridge, only to be used by non-motorized traffic, and will eliminate any connections to the narrow walkway on the existing bridge. The bridge will be built in New York State and brought to Meridian Township in 3 to 4 sections for assembly at the site. Severy said the bridge is expected to be completed in the spring. In Okemos, Nick Stanek, HOMTV.
Most drivers have likely seen a fellow motorist texting and driving at some point when they're out on the road, even though it's against the law. According to distraction.gov, at any given moment, over 600,000 drivers in America are using cell phones or mobile devices while driving. The website says talking on a cell phone, texting, eating or drinking, and even talking to passengers could be considered distracted driving. In an effort to cut down on the number of distracted drivers, the Meridian Township Police Department has officers in unmarked vehicles dressed in street clothes known as spotters patrol the streets. If the spotter sees someone texting and driving, they will call a uniform officer in a patrol car to make the traffic stop. Michigan law prohibits texting and driving as well as any cell phone use for new drivers, including hands-free. Drivers will be issued a $100 ticket for their first offense and a $200 ticket for all subsequent offenses. The law has been in place since 2010. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 27% of distracted drivers involved in fatal crashes are drivers in their 20s. In Meridian Township, Aaron Jordan, HOMTV.
Steps are being taken regarding the new fire station to be built on the corner of Okemos Road and Central Park Drive. Updated design plans and a final budget were presented to the Township Board at their meeting December 2nd, and final approval by the board is expected to take place on December 9th.
We actually put this out for bid once and we're way over budget. So we hired a construction manager to come in and help and work with us and the architect to downsize the fire station and make other changes to get us within budget.
In 2012, voters approved a $3.5 million millage to build a new fire station. The new station will replace the old Central Fire Station on Clinton Street, which was closed earlier this year due to the condition of the building. Residents of the adjacent neighborhood have been opposing the new fire station ever since it was voted on in 2012. The residents aren't necessarily opposing the building of a fire station, but they're opposing how and where it is being built. Residents of the Autumn Park condominiums, located on Central Park Drive across from the new fire station, have recently appealed to the Michigan Supreme Court, asking the court to review the case. The township's response is due in mid-December, and the Supreme Court will make a decision on whether to accept the case soon after that. The residents have filed 2 previous lawsuits against the township, both of which were dismissed earlier this year. In June, the residents asked the Michigan Court of Appeals to review one of the decisions, but the court declined to do so. Construction of the new fire station is expected to begin in March, with the hopeful opening of the new fire station set for mid-December of 2015. In Meridian Township, Brett Cast, HOMTV.
About 13% of Meridian Township lives below the poverty level. That's about 5,000 people, according to Darla Jackson, the Human Services Specialist for the township. In order to aid those struggling in the community, there are programs such as the Emergency Needs Fund.
The Emergency Needs Fund was established so that people, when they are accessing assistance through, let's say, the state of Michigan or other community service organizations, sometimes there's a gap that still needs to be paid, or sometimes it's something the other programs won't cover, like medication.
The Emergency Fund helps eligible residents with things such as utilities and making rent. They also team up with local groups and rely on donations for things such as food and seasonal gifts. Groups such as St. Vincent de Paul of the St. Martha Parish help with food and monetary donations.
There are lots of people in need in Okemos. So we have a steady flow of requests, and many times people will call the parish directly and ask for help. Quite often they will come to us through the Township Needs Fund.
Due to policy changes at the state level, there is no state assistance to cover utilities between the months of June and October. The lack of assistance results in other forms of assistance being spent out, which puts added pressure on the emergency fund. Jackson says more money has been spent on utilities over the last 4 to 5 months than has been spent in the last 3 years. This has resulted in the emergency funds running low.
We could definitely use donations to basically make it through to cover the expenses for the rest of the year.
In Meridian Township, Miguel Martinez Valle, HOMTV.
As you can see, there is plenty of information available in your copy of the Meridian Monitor. For more information, you can go online and visit us at meridian.mi.us. I'm Aaron Jordan. Thanks for watching.